So let's talk about the digestive system in a simple way that we can understand. We can all understand it and we can all relate to it rather than a scientific way. And I chuck out some massive words, which even I don't even understand. But let's look at it like this, right? So your muscles on the outside of the body, the ones around the skeletons, when you train them and you train them to a high level, to a high intensity, the next day or the next day after that, or even the 3-day rule, they are sore. If you go out for a bike ride and you go for 100 miles, they're going to be sore. If you're going to hit the gym and do HIIT training, you do boxing, whatever you do, they need to have time to recover. Okay? And that normally means rest. So why don't we look at the fact that our outer muscles that we can see, we can train them and we can see them, and we know we need to rest them. But because we can't see the muscles in the inside, we just keep on training them. Their workout, of course, is eating and digesting the big solid foods that you shove down your gob. Okay? So the big foods that you have, and you chuck it down and you forget it, them down there have to work on it. Just like you have to do a bicep curl. It's exactly the same way, okay? And it takes hours and hours and hours. And sometimes the time they've just done that one, you've chucked some more down. So why don't you just give it a little rest? Because if, say, for example, your muscles were working really heavy, and they're pumping and they're moving all the bad foods through, they're digesting, and then you chuck some more in, right? That one might be healthier than the one you had before, but it's already working on the one you had before. So what it does, it will let it bypass. It won't start to process it. It'll just get rid of it. It doesn't need it because it's working on something else. But you've been doing this for weeks and months. So even the stuff that you eat now, which is really good for you, might not even hit the body. So then you come in your intestines. So your intestines can rip and tear. You chuck salmon down into your bin, 3 days later, it stinks. 2 days later, it stinks. 1 day in the sun, it stinks at 37 degrees. Your body is 36, 37 degrees. And if you have salmon in your body or anything like that, it's going to what? It's going to be poison. So what happens is when you have food, meats, and it starts to digest and it's been starting to rot, like when you drive past a rotting corpse, on the side of the road, it stinks. So then that's what's happening to your body. You are poisoning the body because what actually happens is once it starts to stink and starts to rot, which it already has done, it starts to then go into the blood system, okay, and into your system. So what happens is, so your intestines, it's the best way to say it, your intestines is like a tube, and in the tube is a thick gunk around the side of it, okay? And it's for years and years and years and years and not letting your body just relax, okay? The whole body. So this here on the tube, on the outside of the tube, will just stay there. So the food that you get in, it can't penetrate and go into the system, okay? It just goes straight through. So what you have to do, they call it, okay, a fast. Okay, so you try to fast a few more hours in your day of food, and you do the best you can to fast, okay? Let the body break down what it needs to do, make it back to the purest form that it should be, so when you do eat the good stuff, it's not just a waste of money, okay? Because obviously good food is more expensive. So I've got a couple of little things I can show you that you can try to aid this, okay? This one here. Get that in your diet, okay? The husk. What that is literally, you put it into water. You only need two spoonfuls of it. Put it into water, mix it up, and it goes into a thick paste. So when you drink it, you're drinking it in a thinner paste, and as it goes through the body, it thickens up. And as it thickens up, this tube, it thickens up big enough to start to rip and tear some of the food which is in your intestines. Not tear your intestines, it penetrates the food on the outside of your intestines or the inside of the tube, okay? And over time, every morning, get it in you, okay? And try not to eat afterwards. Let's let that work first. Give that a few hours to work, okay? And then also when you're taking that, let's take some coal, okay? Because you've got heavy metals in your body, you need to have something which to suck them out, This is fantastic for that, okay? Just try it, okay? You just have to get a big pack. Even if you don't go through it, just try to eat them. Try to start to put into a routine, because you can get stuff in your diet, obviously, which can replace this. But let's just try this stuff out, okay? Let's not be so poisonous. There's another thing is as well where you have your 12 salts. Now, not many people know this, but when you're in the womb for 9 months and you develop 9 salts, okay? You're actually missing 3, okay? And the 3 that you're missing, you can replace by getting some of these, your 12 tissue salts.